Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the national television of Burkina Faso. Welcome to this news program. The headlines: an important military equipment for the benefit of the national armed forces. This equipment, donated by the Republic of China, understands, among other things, 58 pickup vehicles, 4 tankers, breakdown vehicles, medical ambulance for the Goussy Urban Health Center. The donation, which is from the UNDP, will improve the condition of evacuation to hospital. The handover took place on the occasion of the launching ceremony of the national measles and the rubella vaccination campaign. The organization and implementations of activities at the ministry in charge of communication will improve now. A partnership agreement worth 273 million CFA francs was signed last week in Ouagadougou with the United Nations system to this end. Thank you once again for watching the national television and welcome. To start with, the President of the Transition Head of State, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, presided over the Council of Ministers on Wednesday, which examined several issues and made important decisions for a soft run of the transition, according to the State Minister, Government Spokesman Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo. On behalf of the Ministry of Energy, Mines and Quarries, the Council adopted 4 reports. For the first report, the Council adopted a decree renewing the operating license for the Samrado Industrial Mine in order to extend the life of the mine for a further 5 years, said the Minister of Energy, Mines and Quarries. The second report regarding this ministry is a decree granting a license to operate the Toiga mine located in the Ganzourgo province. The third report concerned 2 decrees withdrawing the operating license for the Inata gold mine and the Tambao manganese mine respectively. Another important decision made in connection with the Ministry of Energy, Mines and Quarries is the adoption of a preliminary draft law on the mining code. This draft mining code, which understands a number of innovations, results from the recasting of 2 major texts, one relating to the 2011, one relating to 2015 mining code, and the other relating to the organization of gold marketing in Burkina Faso. Dynamics of the reconquest of national territory. China is equipping the national armed forces with rolling stock. This military equipment was handed over to the Minister of Defense for the benefit of the National Armed Forces. In Ouagadougou at Nabako Barrack, it understands 58 pickups vehicles, 4 tankers, breakdown vehicles, workshop trucks, cranes and satellite telephones, and so on. This material will contribute to strengthening the logistics in the context of the security and defense of the national territory. The acquisition of this military equipment, composed essentially of technical means, will reinforce the dynamic of securing and defending the national territory undertaken by the National Armed Forces. The logistics will in particular facilitate the movement and displacement of the defense and security forces, according to the Minister in charge of Defense, Kassoum Koulibaly. The consignment of equipment for the Burkinabe Army is the fruit of cooperation between Burkina Faso and the China Republic, particularly in terms of security and development. A vision supported by the President of the People's Republic of China, according to the acting chargé d'affaires of the Chinese embassy in Burkina Faso. This military equipment is the last batch of equipment donated by the People's Republic of China to Burkina Faso. Launch of the national measles and the rubella vaccination campaign. The health minister gave a go-ahead at Goussy in Zandoma. The campaign, which targets more than 2,800,000 children aged between 9 and 59 months, took place from the 15th to the 21st of March across the country. The launching ceremony was an opportunity for the health minister, Robert Jean-Claude Cargogo, to receive the keys to a medical ambulance for the Goussy Urban Health Center, which will improve the conditions of evacuation to hospital, according to the UNDP resident representative. Alfredo Teixeira.
This is an ambulance. It is given within the framework of our regional stabilization program. I think that in an ambulance, in the context of Gursi, it's important to reduce the mortality, the level of maternal mortality. It's essential to create the condition for development. So it's the response to the objective of the stabilization, which basically is a program that provides to the population social and economic infrastructure and service, basic service, so that they can enjoy the development that's projected for this country. That's the main idea behind it. We do more than the handover of an ambulance. We create also condition for economic and social revenues, economic revenues. We built a social cohesion to the stabilization. So it's a program that's well aligned with the stage of development and the political situation of the country. So that's I think this is a program that it's very well appreciated by the government because it's aligned with the government program, with the project, the plan d'action pour la stabilisation et le développement. So that's I think it's
improving the organization and implementation of activities at the Ministry in charge of communication is among other objectives of this partnership signed last week in Ouagadougou with the United Nations system. Worth 273 million CFA francs, this agreement, supported by the UN agencies, will help to strengthen the government's communication strategies and build the capacity of journalists. Alain Akpadji, the acting resident humanitarian coordinator of the United Nations system, is giving us more details.
The expectation of the United Nations system is basically to accelerate progress to achieve the SDG toward 2030. Many things has been done so far. And we have a common agreement with the government to work together to accelerate progress regarding SDG, issue of education, health, peace, social cohesion, despite the crisis, the humanitarian and security crisis. We have this joint commitment to work together, and we realize that it's need to communicate, to engage more the community, the population, regarding the issue of peace consolidation, social cohesion. That's why this agreement will help us, to communicate together as one UN and not alone, but under the leadership of the government, considering the vision and the priority of the government. And we have a number of very important events here in the country. FESPACO, SNC, Galleon Prize, and the United Nations system is very engaged to support to the government to achieve the SDG basically.
The 15th of May is now dedicated to traditional religion in Burkina Faso. The government decided a few weeks ago to establish this date as Tradition and Custom Day, a decision welcomed by believers of traditional religion, such as the writer Dr. Lamudia Tombiano.
It's really an important decision, which is most welcome, and is also a strong stand from the government to show that it's important for us to pay due respect to our tradition, customs, and spirituality. So for us who have been advocating for a long time to have such a day of celebration of our ancestors and God is really a most welcome decision. For instance, this day, the 15th of May, I see it from several angles. The first one is a day of every Burkinabe to celebrate his tradition, his custom, his ancestors, because there's no one, no matter the religion, no matter where you are coming from, who doesn't have an ancestor or doesn't have traditions. So we are all called to celebrate our past and build the future. So in this regard, it's also very important. The second aspect is that we are in a situation where we really need to pull from our roots the energy, the strength to address issues related to insecurity, issues related to the challenges of life. And when we have a day where we can reflect and see how our ancestors, our grandparents, and people from either our village or our kingdoms were struggling or fighting or addressing challenge, it also helps us to take these examples and overcome the current difficult situation. The third level is the issue of spirituality. Animists, we all know that they believe in God as one and unique Almighty God, but we pass through our ancestors to address our quest and request so that we can assist. So having such a day, it also gives occasion to pull in our spirituality and see how we can better practice our religion, how we can also promote it, explain it to people so they can better understand what it's all about, which is about love between humans, forgiveness, building together, solidarity, hospitality, and I mean it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of this news program. Thank you for watching the National Television of Burkina Faso, and stay tuned to our program. Next time, take care.